Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try and see if I can go live on Twitch at the same time as going live on YouTube. I wanna see if that works. Hey yo guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna try and see if I can go live. Doesn't look like it's working. I'm gonna give it another try. For anyone that might know, let me know how I can set it up. At the moment, I am trying to run two OBSs alongside each other. Doesn't look like it's gonna let me do that. Yeah, it's not gonna let me do that one. No biggie. We do it on here for now. Alright, let's start off by using some resin. We're capped at 160, we just got to 160. So, what am I doing? What day is it today? Today is Wednesday. So I'm in a bit of a dilemma because I'm not entirely sure what to spend my resin on. So I'm in this position where at the moment, so all my characters are level 90, reasonably leveled. I mean, they got decent talent levels as well, except for Kujusara. I literally just leveled her to 90 and kind of just left her there. You can see her talent's 1, 2, 2. Just gave her some holding artifacts. I don't even know if they're even good. I don't think they're good. And just gave her any weapon. Yeah, official. That is
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, official, and the princesses of
obviously the two-piece remnants and two-piece gladiator are exactly the same. It was just whatever I had the better two-piece of, and it was remnants. But yeah, this is how I run my official. For as much damage with her E, she does quite a bit of damage. You can see 8, 12, 10. She's fairly leveled. Constellation 6. Bennett, and that's the last level 90 character. So my dilemma is spending my resin on getting him to level 90, because obviously we're gonna have to do some boss fights to get these hurricane seeds. But I don't feel up to doing that. I'm kind of bummed out leveling everyone to 90. It feels like a bit of a chore at the moment. Venti and Mona. Sorry, a bit tired. Venti and Mona are the only two characters that I'm currently potentially considering getting to 90. I mean, they're almost there, but they're not there. Everybody else, Jean, I got like yesterday on the one loss. I had a couple of spare summons, some spare wishes, so I used them, and I got Jean. The first time I got Jean. It's taken me since the beginning of the game on release till like 2 days ago to get Jean, but I finally got Jean. But yeah, and since I've had Jean for like omitted from my teams for so long, since I've played without her since basically the whole lifespan of this game. I don't need her. I've given up on caring on Jean or needing or wanting to level her. So I leveled her to 40 for the ascension materials and the obviously the wish that you get here, the Equate Fate. I'll probably do the next one for this one. Ascending past 50, and then that's it. Oh, sorry guys, for some reason I just all of a sudden just started yawning, man. Like, I was fine like 10 minutes ago, I started streaming, and all of a sudden I can't stop yawning. Yeah, so my dilemma is farming for Venti to get him to level 90, but I feel like it's not even necessary.
Where do
Venti's
you
kind of
want to
taking a
go
backseat
next?
these days. Or
if you'd like to see Leo,
just continue farming resources and materials for upcoming characters that are coming out in the future. I'm not mentioning any names or anything like that. I'll show you what I'm working with at the moment.
tourist spots.
So at the moment, where we've got a decent amount of experience books, we've got a decent amount of Mora. We got 22,000, 20,000, 22 million. We've got 20 million. And yeah, so resources that I may need: slime, condensates. So I've got a fair bit of that. I won't run out of those. I am gonna need the wolf talon things. Where are they? These, the concealed talons that you get from fighting those corrosion walls. So I've got a fair bit of those. You know, I think I got enough to do what I need to do. I don't think I got enough of the spectral husks. Now, I'm gonna need more of these because I think you need quite a bit. I feel like I'm gonna need a lot of these. Um, Obviously you're gonna need the handguards for any future weapons that come out. For some reason, any weapons that are coming out now is just everything is just taking these handguards that you fight these. Forget from the Nobushis on Inazuma. So whenever I see them, I fight them. I don't go out of my way anymore because obviously you can see I got 500 of the greys, 130 greens, and 30 blues. So I don't go out of my way to fight them now because I have enough. But when I do see them, I make sure I do destroy them. So my resources, they're looking pretty clean. Um, Obviously I'm working on my talent level materials from Signora, the weekly boss. Um, in terms of these talent materials, these crystal chunks, we've got 12 of the gold ones. Yeah, I wonder why I've got so many of those. Is there 2 new Geo characters coming out or something? I'm not sure. I just happen to have a lot of these. I'm just fortunate enough to have a lot of these. 22 purples, 46 blues, and 36 greens. We've got a fair amount. I mean, whatever crystals I need for whatever character, so whatever element, I've got like more than enough to kind of like transmute them. So I could just take some of these and then transmute them into, I don't know, if I need pyro ones. So I need some couple of I just turn 80 of these into these, and then turn these into the blues, and the blues into the purples, and the purples into the golds. So I don't go out my way to fight the bosses unless obviously I need the boss talent material, which you will. You can see I've got 46 perpetual hearts. I mean, I don't know why I would need 46 perpetual hearts, but I just have them just in case. You know what I'm saying? Just in case. It's just good to have them. But I have 46 perpetual hearts. Talent books. I got a wide range. I've got prosperity, decent amount in prosperity. I've got a decent amount in gold. I've got a fair amount in transient, and I've got 93 in elegance. Obviously, I farmed that quite a bit because I have Ayaka, and my Ayaka is double crowned, 10 9 10. Um, so yeah, I've got a fair bit of elegance books. Potentially, maybe, I don't know, trying to triple crown or double crown, maybe a future character or anyone that may be good and happens to use the elegance talent level up books. Then I've got a fair bit there. Same with the light books. I have a fair bit of those as well. Excuse me. We've got 6 crowns. Some of you may have way more than me. I have used a fair bit. I've crowned Bennett. I've crowned Zhongli. I've double crowned Ayaka. Triple crowned Hu Tao. And I know I'm missing a couple of others. I can't be asked to go through my hero list, but yeah. And obviously some weapon materials as well. I've got a fair amount there. So for any possible future content that may try to throw any surprises my way, I'm well equipped for. So that's what I was doing previously with my resin, but I don't really need to do that anymore. Now I don't know what to farm for because my characters they're
I have a few.
they're reasonably leveled. We can go through them and we can see who could potentially need improving. I mean, everyone could always improve because there's always an artifact out there that's better than what you already got. So, but it's about spending the time to try and find one piece of artifact that's better than your almost perfect set. If you know what I'm saying? It's just a waste of resin and resources. I'd rather get like Mora. If I can't farm anything, it doesn't make sense to farm anything.
A blade embraces
I'd rather
its
get
duty,
either Mora
as a
or
jeweler cherishes their
experience
gems.
books, purple books to level characters, because leveling characters take quite a bit of experience. So if we, what was I looking at? Artifacts. So her overall stats is she's got 28.3% crit rate with 261% crit damage, and I only play her in freeze comps, usually with another cryo character. So if we calculate what she normally has, so Jingcho is the character I use as the character in the freeze comp. And Ganyu is usually the character I use as the supporting
A blade
cryo
embraces
character.
its duty,
And I know some of you are probably
as a
gonna lose your mind as to why I'm using Ganyu as a support, but she's also there as a secondary DPS, to be fair, sub DPS. It's not like I don't use her for her DPS. So if we take a quick look at Ganyu, her attributes are pretty much 40% and 226 crit damage. So thereabouts. They got similar crit ratios, similar. I mean, Ganyu's is a little bit better because she's got more crit rate, but they're similar. They're both, gonna increase their crit rate. They both got, ways of increasing their crit rate. So it's not like 40% and what was Ayaka's 28 or 38? Was it 28%? That's it. The be all end all. So with Ayaka, obviously, I'm running 4-piece Blizzard Strayer. So the 4-piece set, it increases my crit rate by 20% if the enemy is afflicted by cryo, is affected by cryo. So because she's obviously a cryo character and all of her attacks and normal attacks are cryo infused, she naturally just gets a pretty much permanent 20% boost to her crit rate. So if we look here, it's basically 48%. So we're working with 48%, and then we've got the second half of the 4-piece set, which is if the opponent is frozen, crit rate is increased by an additional 20%. So other than large bosses that are unable to be frozen, such as like Azdahar and the Wolf and Signora and even other like world bosses and just other very big elite enemies that can't be frozen. Apart from those very rare instances, I'm always freezing my enemies, and obviously slimes that have a permanent element kind of infused on them. So like, it's very difficult to freeze a pyro slime. It's happened. I don't know. Ask me how it happens, but it happens. But it's very rare it happens because it has a permanent status of pyro. So if you apply hydro, it vaporizes, and if you apply cryo, it melts. But obviously, when you're using Ayaka and Xingqiu together, you kind of get a cryo and hydro application instantaneously at the exact same time, and sometimes it freezes the enemies. But apart from slimes excluded, we're pretty much freezing every enemy, so we get a further additional 20% crit rate. So now we've gone from 28 to 48 to 68% crit rate, but it doesn't stop there. We also get the cryo resonance, so I'm running double cryo with Ayaka and Ganyu, and the double cryo resonance is if you're running double cryo and enemies, I think the enemy has to be inflicted with cryo, but that doesn't mean anything because, like I said, my enemies are always inflicted by cryo or frozen. You gain an extra 15% crit rate. So now we've gone from 68 to 83%. Is that right? My math's right? 68 plus 15 is 83%. So we run at 83% by running this team comp, and she pretty much always crits. Like, she crits more often than she doesn't crit. So that's why I can get away with running such low crit rate stats with Ayaka and really focus on the crit damage, is because she's running a frozen comp, which really boosts her. So for me to get a better artifact set, it's going to be very difficult. If we take a look at what I'm working with, we've got 3.5% on the crit rate, 21% on the crit damage. I mean, Elemental Mastery doesn't really play a factor in my team comp because we don't really do any elemental reactions. Frozen isn't an elemental reaction, it's just a status. Being frozen is a status and it's not a reaction. So when cryo meets hydro or vice versa, it's not an elemental reaction, it's applying a new status, which is actually a rare thing in Genshin, because usually more times than not, two elements meet each other, they cause some sort of reaction, whether it's overload, superconduct, melt, vaporize, so on and so forth. But frozen is not a reaction, it's a status. So Elemental Mastery is pretty much dead, but we didn't roll any into it. It's just a dead base stat that was there. I think we rolled once into defense, so we could have gotten one more roll into crit damage. So it went all into crit damage and one into flat defense. So it's not too bad. It could be better. Maybe 28% crit damage is slightly, but at this point, what's 7%? We've got 10% crit rate here, 10% crit damage. Here, bit of energy recharge and 10.5% attack percentage. I'll take the attack percentage. This is a very, very good feather, and honestly, I don't think I can improve on this. It has 4 perfect substats. A little bit of energy recharge won't go amiss. It helps me get my ult back that a little bit faster. 10.5 attack percentage. We will take that all day, every day, and 10% a piece on both crits. It doesn't get much better than that. That right there is god tier. That is elite of the elite, and you're not going to find a better feather on the Blizzard Strider out there. Like, literally, that is absolutely scrumptious. That's perfect. So I can't really improve on that. Here we've got the attack percent. We've got 19.4% crit damage, and then all the other 3 substats are terrible. So this can definitely improve. Like I said, I don't really need more crit rate. More crit rate would be welcome. I wouldn't mind it as like a base stat. So say we replace flat defense with crit rate, and crit rate base was 3.5. I'll take the extra 3.5 crit rate as long as it doesn't roll into crit rate. I'm okay. When it starts rolling into crit rate, that's when I have a problem. I want everything to go into crit damage. So I got maybe 2 rolls into crit damage here, and a couple of rolls into defense percentage. Probably 3 into here and 2 into here, and it was a 4 substat artifact. I think that's how it went. So it wasn't the best of luck, but I will take 20% crit damage. This definitely could be higher. The cryo damage goblet is also very, very good. Apart from we got one minuscule roll into defense percentage, but other than that, 11% energy recharge. And again, I will take energy recharge because apart from crit damage, crit rate, and attack percentage, the only other substat I'm taking is energy recharge. I don't want anything else. I don't want anything to do with HP, anything to do with defense. I don't want anything to do with elemental mastery. None of that. I just want everything to do with damage wise. So whether that be attack percent, crit, or energy recharge, which allows me to build my ult faster, meaning I can dish out more damage because I got ult on cooldown. I will take. So that's a good piece right there. So we only need small amount of crit rate. So if we've got like 10% here and we've got 10% there, that's our 20%, and then we've got our 3.5. That's 23.5. And obviously every character starts with 5% crit rate base. So I think that's all our crit rate. Her base 5%, this 3.5, this 10, and this 10, and that's it. That's all we got, I think. Yeah, and a crit damage circlet again. Here, because obviously crit damage is what I want, and I'm only going to get crit damage from the main stat. Here, I wouldn't mind getting a couple of rolls into crit rate, because obviously the closer I get to 100% crit rate, the better. But I would also take a lot of attack percentage here. Like, I mean, a lot of attack percentage here. I wouldn't mind taking that. That would be very beneficial to me. So all of this here is pretty much dead. 40 elemental mastery, 9.3% HP, 63 defense. I don't particularly like all of that stuff. I would just want attack percent, energy recharge, crit rate, and maybe flat attack. Flat attack, no rolls into flat attack. Maybe one roll into energy recharge, and one roll into crit rate, and then everything into attack percent. It would be my ideal circlet for her. So apart from that, you can see why I wouldn't go back and really farm for Ayaka to get better artifacts, because it's very, very difficult for me to get better artifacts. And even if I do, it's probably going to add a couple of extra hundreds onto my damage, because the increase of the artifact is going to be so minuscule. I really can't get much better than this. So something like this, I wouldn't go out and refarm for. She's completed. The only way she gets better is if we invest in constellations and refinements on her weapon. So she's only got refinement 1 on Missplitter, and she's only constellation 2. So that's the only way she gets stronger, not by farming artifacts. Again, like I said, her talents are 10, 9, and 10. So I mean, I could crown her E, but it's not worth it, innit? I could do it, because obviously you can see I got the materials to do it. I could go ahead and do it, but I don't think it's worth it. I just, yeah. And it's kind of like that throughout all my characters, where their artifacts are good. You look at Xingqiu, he's got 55 crit rate with 106 crit damage. I am actually currently farming the noblesse for him, because I'm at that stage in the game where I've been playing for so long now that all my characters can deal a lot of damage, and I don't need Xingqiu to have energy recharge anymore on his sands. I actually want to try and get him to have a what do you call it, attack percentage. So at the moment he's got a 10.9% crit damage with energy recharge main stat sands on his noblesse. I'm currently farming to change this to attack percent, and just to see how we get on, because his weapon is obviously level 90. It's refinement 5, I think. Yeah, refinement 5. So he always gets double E stacks with 61% energy recharge coming from his weapon from Sacrificial Sword. So I kind of want to move away from the energy recharge sands, because 2 E attacks currently he gets his ult instantly. So if I use Q, double press E, he has his ult back instantly. Like, he just collects the water particles from his double E attacks, and his ult is ready. So I kind of want to move away from that get the double E without having energy recharge sands and have attack percent chance sands, sorry, he might go to what, maybe halfway if we're lucky, 3/4, and then while he's out of rotation and his ult is doing sword damage, hydro damage, and my main DPS and all my other supports are doing damage and collecting particles, it's enough to get him the rest of the way that his ult is still ready on cooldown. So it's something I want to give a test. So that's what I'm currently farming for at the moment. Again, he's a bit of a weird one. Obviously, his attributes are not going to be crit rate and crit damage like perfection, because I'm just doing elemental mastery. It's just straight up elemental mastery for this dude. And yeah, so he's a bit of a weird one. Again, Zhongli 76, 154. I farmed so long for this guy. I'm really not gonna get much better. I even changed his artifact set. He used to be running 2-piece noble. He was 2-piece arcade Petra and 2-piece
Osmanthus wine taste.
2-piece noblesse is the one that increases your burst damage, isn't it? Yeah, it's 2-piece noblesse to 2-piece arcade Petra. Now he has a 4-piece tenacity, and I've still got that 2-piece arcade, 2-piece noblesse for him if I want to go back, and his attributes were pretty much very identical to this. I think it was maybe like AE to like 150. It was very similar, but obviously I was still getting more damage with the archaic Petra noblesse, because obviously I'm getting the 15% extra geo damage with the 20% extra burst damage. So Zhongli was doing more damage, quite a bit as well. Fair enough. Yeah, cool. He's doing more damage, but I changed with the way I play. Like my main DPS and my supports are now doing so much damage that I don't really care for Zhongli's meteor damage. Zhongli for me is far more useful with a stronger shield. So I went with tenacity so I can get the increased 20% HP. So the bigger the HP, the stronger his shield, the longer his shield's gonna last. It's gonna take more hits. That's what I want my Zhongli for. So that's how I have him built. I have him built towards having a bigger shield. So you can see he's got 36.5k max HP. And the last couple of days I've been contemplating crowning his E. You can see I've crowned his Q. I'm thinking about crowning his E, because when I level it, the shield base absorption goes up by just over 200. It goes up by 206, and the additional shield absorption goes up by another 1.2% of my max HP. So 1.2% is a decent amount if I got 36.5k HP. We're looking at, a good few hundred, on top of this the base absorption. I could probably get another 700, 800, maybe 900 extra damage absorption. So I'm contemplating it, because I just want him to be as tanky as possible and keep my characters alive for as long as possible, so they can just do as much damage without having to go back to Zhongli.
Osmanthus wine.
Alright, Zongas. But without having to go back to Zhongli to recast his shield. Klee I don't play with anymore, so I kind of stripped her and just put nonsense on her. Obviously Dodoko Tales isn't nonsense, but she had a 5-star weapon. But I kind of stripped her artifacts off as well. That's why you can see that she has nonsense on, because yeah, characters were just switching artifacts out with her. I don't use her anymore, so yeah, she doesn't get run with a 2-piece Pale Flame and nothing else, guys. Don't worry. She just doesn't get used anymore. She's not in my pool of players anymore. But one day I'll bring her back. One day I'll bring her back, because I did have fun with her. She does go crazy. Albedo I do use from time to time when I just feel like switching up and having fun. Again, his artifacts really can't get any better. 38, 164. And I know you're thinking, wait. 138 is low. Sorry, 38% crit rate is low. Well, that's because he is using Harbinger of Dawn, and when HP is above 90%, crit rates increase by 28%. So he's always above 28%. Because I only ever run him in a double Geo comp with Zhongli. So Zhongli shields, he comes out, drops his E down, so off-field damage, and he goes away. So he's always above 90%. He never takes any damage. You don't really ever see Albedo. He's just there to keep every 30 seconds to refresh his E if we manage to move the fight outside of his radius. So it's actually an additional 28% that you don't see on top of here. So it's actually 66% crit rate that we're working with. So it's 66 to 164, and he does crit more often than he does than he doesn't. So and another reason why I'm not farming Albedo, because one, I don't use him that much. I do still use him, but I don't use him that much. And there's a new artifact set coming out, a defense percent domain artifact set, so it will work wonders for him because obviously he scales off of defense. So again, no point farming for him. For Ganyu, again we did quickly touch on it, but 40% to 226. Again, that doesn't need to be any higher. We're not even running Blizzard Strayer, so she just unlike with Ayaka, where Ayaka had 4-piece Blizzard Strayer, and she got the extra 40% from frozen characters. Ganyu doesn't have that. But what Ganyu does have is in her talents, where is it? Her passives. After firing a Frostflake arrow, so after her first charge attack, the crit rate of every subsequent charge attack, it increases the crit rate of 20% for 5 seconds. So basically all you gotta do is just keep firing charge shots, and that 5 second gets refreshed. So she's working with an extra 20% crit rate, which takes her up to, what was it, 38? So it takes her up to 58%, but then she also gets the additional 15% from being in a double cryo team comp. So it goes from 58 to 73% crit rate. So my Ganyu is actually theoretically working after her first charge shot attack fires off. She's working with 73% crit rate, which is very acceptable. She pretty much always crits. And obviously this passive talent as well grants 20% cryo damage to active party members in the AoE. So when I cast her ult and I switch to Ayaka, Ayaka also receives this 20% cryo damage bonus, which is very, very tasty. So that's why I like running Ganyu with Ayaka, because obviously Ayaka is my main DPS, but I also have others. So if I'm running like Spiral, Ayaka can be like one main DPS, and someone like Hu Tao or Yoimiya, you got Diluc, whoever in it, they can be my other main DPS on the other side. So Ganyu can fit in as a sub DPS and also as just a straight up support to Ayaka. If all she's doing is giving her a 20% damage bonus to her cryo attacks, everything cryo related, which is everything in her kit, then so be it. That's massive for me. And obviously her ult also does damage. The Celestial Shower rains down ice shards and they hit the enemy. So it's not that she's not doing damage, she's still doing off-field damage. So that's how I utilize my Ayaka. She does get used more in like open world stuff and boss fights. Like I use her more. It's not like she doesn't get used as DPS. She does, but at the moment I just love using Ayaka. I don't use Child or Tartaglia, whatever you wanna call him. I'm not using him at the moment. He just has a random weapon on. Doesn't even have proper artifacts on. He doesn't have proper artifacts on. I don't want to look at it because I know it's bad. His attributes are terrible. Oh Lord have mercy. Yeah, I don't use him. I gave up hope because I didn't have very good weapons back when I first got him. On his very first banner, when I got him, and I was struggling to get good artifacts for him. It just wasn't happening. And then by the time I really got anything going, and by the time I got Skyward Harp, I had Ganyu, but I didn't have Rust. And Ganyu was really broken when Ganyu came out. So I put the Skyward Harp on Ganyu. So it kind of really just left Child in just space, this like limbo space. So he's just been like the only 5-star character that I pulled and never got used, apart from obviously Jean, who I just got the other day and I'm never going to use because it's been a very long time since, you know, Jean's been in a character of mine. Like, I've only just got her. I played over a year without her. I'm not going to start using her, so I'm not even going to include Jean. But apart from that, everyone else, they've had a very good run of play in my team comps, and it shows. His friendship level is only at 5. Like, I don't really use him. Everyone else, like Kaching, who I haven't used in like 10 months, her friendship level was 9. She was my very first main DPS. Luke is friendship 10, Tao is friendship 10, Yomi is 5, who I am actually currently using, but like I said, because she kind of came out with Ayaka on the same patch, Ayaka's just been the girl that I've just been using over and over and over and over. But I am using Yomi. I am. Honestly, I am. I love Yomi. I've only just realized how strong she actually is. She's actually very strong, but I had to get proper equipment for her. So, continuing on down the list, yeah, Tartaglia I don't use, but on Yoimiya, since we're here, we'll talk about her. She's got a Rust. I don't have her signature weapon. It's Refinement 3 Rust, so she gets a 60% increase on her normal attacks when she's going ham, which is a huge damage bonus, to be fair. Her attributes, she's got 70% crit rate with 130% crit damage. I mean, I could potentially farm more for her to get a better ratio on my crits, but it's hard when you don't have I think in her ascension kit, what does she scale? I can't remember. I can't remember what she scales. But it is hard when your weapon doesn't have a main stat or anything in the passive to do with any crit rate or crit damage. It's hard to get very good crit ratios. That's one of the things that I suffered with Deluke. So we've got a Wolf's Greystone on him, one of the few claymores that I own. And everything in it is just attack percent main stat, attack percent increase in the passive, and more attack percent increase in the passive. It's triple attack percent increase. So it doesn't help to build, as you can see, 2.5k attack. It doesn't help to build decent crit ratios. He scales in his ascension crit rate, so that's 24%. That helps, but then his crit damage is going to suffer because I have to use a crit rate circlet. If I use a crit damage circlet, then he has 24% crit rate from ascension, and to get into the 70s, so say 75% crit rate, I'm looking at 50% crit rate from substats. That is huge. That's an average of 10% crit rate on every single artifact on all 5 pieces. 10 on all 5 pieces gets me 50% crit rate. That in of itself is nigh impossible. That is so rare and so unlikely to happen. So I have to run a circlet. So the circlet, if we look at it, gives me 31% crit rate, coupled with 24% on his crit rate ascension, gives me 55% crit rate. So I only need small increments of crit rate on the other 4 pieces of his artifacts. But then his crit damage suffers because he doesn't get crit damage from his ascension, he doesn't get crit damage from his weapon. We're now looking at crit damage on substats across all 5 pieces. So let's just say I average 20% on all 5 pieces. That's 100% crit damage. That's not a lot. If that's my only source of crit damage, 100% isn't a lot. Ideally, you would want to be around the 180 mark. You're not going to get to 180 unless you're getting crit damage from either a circlet, a weapon, or your character's ascension stat. To be fair, I'm actually missing out that the fact that there's 50% crit damage base on every character. So every character has 5% crit rate and 50% crit damage built in automatically on their character. So if we got 50% crit damage, to get to 180, you need 130 crit damage. You're not going to get 130 crit damage from 5 pieces of substats in your artifacts. It's not going to happen. So this is one of the problems I have with Diluc, and it's one of the problems that I have with, I was talking about with Yoimiya, is that because I don't have a 5-star weapon for her, the Skyward Harp is tied up with Ganyu, and that's the only 5-star weapon I have. Obviously, when I'm not using Ganyu, I can give it to Yoimiya, and it definitely does help. More crit rate, we get 20% increase in crit damage, and then I can potentially switch out to a crit damage circlet if I have one, which I don't. But if I did, I could. But overall, her damage drops because the passive just doesn't suit her. The Rust, she gets a 60% increase to her normal attacks, and I tried it, just a straight up swapping the weapons around. Even though we went over 90% crit rate here, we went to like 93% crit rate, and like every shot was a crit. The Rust just absolutely outclassed the Skyward Harp, only because of its passive. Yeah, we get more base attack, so all the attack percentage that we got is going to increase her overall attack stat. But because the passive is just so ineffective for her, it's just, the Rust is just so much better. So I'm in that limbo state where I just have to accept that 70 to 136 is as good as I'm gonna get, and I should kind of work to something like this with Diluc, to be fair. Give me 1 second, guys. My doorbell's ringing. I think it's a food delivery. I'll be just back in 2 secs. Alright, we're back. So, yeah, Yoimiya, 70, 136. You know, I'll live with it. I'll show you what I'm working with. So, on the flower, we've got 24.9% crit damage, 3.1 crit rate, 35 flat attack, 5% HP. So, as you can see already, the bulk of it went into crit damage. I think we went 1 flat attack, and that was it. So it was probably a 3 substat, 4th stat rolled crit damage as my 4th substat, and then at levels 8, 12, 16 and 20 we went, let's just say, flat attack, crit damage, crit damage, crit damage. So it's not bad. It's not a bad artifact. Obviously it can improve ever so slightly. It's not going to improve by much. This one's actually bad. It looks good because it's got 9%, almost 10% crit rate, and it's got 40% crit damage. But if you look at it, we've got a roll into HP percentage, and we've got a roll into flat HP. So that's 2 rolls in something that I didn't want. Now, if you think about it, if we got 1 more roll at another 7%, say if we got those 2 rolls went into crit damage, so 7% and 7% again, and we got another 14%, we're looking at 28% crit damage with 9% crit rate. Or 1 into crit rate, say another 3.5, so we're looking at 12.8% crit rate with 21% crit damage. It could have been so much better. I would particularly like this one because it can improve, it can get better, and I'm pretty confident that it wouldn't take me long to improve on this artifact. I'm actually pretty confident. I could probably find one right now, to be fair. Can I? Maybe not. Maybe this will roll crit rate, and then we'll probably get. You reckon that rolls crit rate, guys? Or this one? I don't particularly like this one because that's a low roll on the crit damage. 5.4 is really low. 5.4% is really low. I don't like that one. even though it has a better substat than the other one, energy recharge is more useful than the double HP that we got here, but 7.8%. Can you see the difference? 5.4 to 7.8. If you rolled 7.8 every time and you rolled 5.4 every time, like 5.4 is 2.4% lower. If you rolled it 3 times, well, what's that? 6, and that's 7.2% difference in crit damage. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't like those low rolls. So I personally would risk going for this artifact first to try and roll for crit rate because how high the crit damage is. I just don't like low rolls. That 5.4, that irks my soul. What else have we got? Again, that 2.7 is also a low roll. 6.2, that's kind of in the middle. That's kind of in the middle. 6.2 is acceptable for me. I would take it. But we're gonna try the 7.8. 7.8 is the highest, I think. 7.8 is the highest you can get. So that's the highest roll possible. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just gonna go ahead and see if we get crit rate. If not, we just bid it. No, we didn't. Yes, that's to go in the bin. But yeah, if I farmed that for a little bit, I'm pretty sure I could improve on that. The sands, again, a lot went into energy recharge, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because again, getting my ult back faster is never a bad thing for me. It's just it's beneficial as long as your overall crit ratio is good. Something like energy recharge is not a bad substat, so I can live with that. I can live with this. This can definitely improve, but it's gonna take a bit more doing than this one. This one is easily improvable. Easily, I can improve on that easily. For the Pyro Goblet, now I have struggled for all eternity to get a decent Pyro Goblet. I almost farmed for a whole year straight trying to get a good Pyro Goblet, and I just can't get one. This is the best I've come up with. Literally, this is the best I've come up with. Honestly, guys, I apologize, but I can't get better than this. Honestly, I can't get better than that. I wish I could. Has my Hu Tao, my main Pyro DPS, got one better than this? She doesn't, because Hu Tao is kind of unique that she has HP percent, so her one's got quite high HP percentage on her one. And because her crit ratios are quite good, I kind of gave this one to Yoimiya, which I thought was the better one. I can't even remember, to be fair, but that's the best I got. This right here is single-handedly probably the best circlet I've ever owned. Of all the circlets I've got, this is probably the best one. Everything went to crit damage and attack percent as substats on a main stat crit rate. Do you know how crazy that is? The only way that this could be better is if this HP was energy recharge, flat and didn't roll, and this defense percent was elemental mastery and didn't roll, flat, just didn't roll. So let's say like 17 EM and I don't know, 11% ER. Is 11% a normal number? Is that a normal number? No, 7.5% ER. That's a normal number. That's the only way it could be better. But that's asking for too much. This right here, it ain't getting better than this. It ain't getting better than this. It ain't getting better than this. This right here, it's irreplaceable. This never comes off. It's irreplaceable. So between this and this, which I'm not improving on this. Only this really can improve. So you can see how good those artifacts are, yet they only come out with 7136. It's quite difficult. If I had a weapon that was like the Rust, it was the same, but main stat was crit damage, her crit ratio would be so much better. So much better. And obviously maybe somewhere in there it might have thrown a little attack percentage somewhere, because obviously she's going to lose a lot of attack stat because we're losing 41% attack percentage. So she's going to use a fair bit of attack here. But you would try and make up for it by throwing in a little bit more attack percentage in your substats here and there. But let's just quickly move on real quick for the rest of the characters.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl.
For me, for some reason, it just works. It just works with her. It just works. And I've had the worst luck in the Crimson Witch domain. Let's have a look at her goblet. That's not her goblet. This is not the goblet that she had. This has changed. Wait, no, that's changed. That's not her goblet. That's completely wrong. Okay. That is completely wrong. Ah, damn. Now we're gonna have to sort that. I'm perplexed. Yeah, has Yangling got it? For some strange reason? No, that wasn't it either. That wasn't it. That's what she's got on now. This is what Yoime has got. It wasn't this. Surely it couldn't. Oh, has the loot got it? No. This wasn't it either. Wait. Did I delete it? Oh, I remember. No, I didn't delete it. Oh, I'm so confused right now. Do you see why I need some better pyro goblets? Because everything I own is so bad, like so bad. Look at this. If I just got something just rolled crit rate, because as you can see, this is crap. This is awful, right? I don't need any of this on Huta, especially as she's HP scaling. I don't really even need that 16% attack. I just need some crit rate. If I got 10% crit rate, 7% crit rate, that's like I take 10%, 10% crit rate, and put that on top of a 59 point whatever, so 10 point whatever is needed to make it to 70%. It would make her so much more perfect. She would be absolutely complete. But I have so much bad luck. What are we saying, guys? Are we feeling it? Are we feeling just throwing this junk straight into this? Crit rate's the only decent thing in here. I don't want any of the others. Her energy recharge is fine as it is. I get her on cooldown. Actually, I don't mind the energy recharge. This one's got 5.8, so it kind of replaces that with 5.2. Oh god, that's horrible. Oh god, that's horrible. Oh god, that is horrible. To be fair, that's got energy recharge and EM. That rolls crit rate. Could potentially take that, but I'm not gonna do that. It's terrible. So you can see, and I've deleted some because this has been some that are just even worse. Even the purple one don't even want to be good to me. Oh god, that is terrible. I'm gonna have to go for it. I'm actually gonna have, and the cheek of it. I've locked this artifact. Get out of here, man. Switch, man. Put that on. Jesus Christ. I can't believe that's what she's been working with. But to be fair, like I said, that wasn't her goblet. I haven't used Hu Tao in a while since Ayaka's come out. And I think I risked level up a pyro goblet. Where's that? I think I risked leveling up a pyro goblet. What's this one? That's my Geo one. And it just went to hell. It just went to pots. I don't know what I was thinking. To be fair, it was no better than what this was, but I think this attack was just HP instead. But yeah, we'll see what we get. Okay. Can we get like a ×2 and get straight to 20? No, we can't. You know what? Do you actually know what? As much as this is rolled, so what have we got here? What have we got? We went to level 4, 8, 12, and 16. So we got 4 levels. We've got 1 into flat attack. We've got 2 into crit rate and 1 into flat defense. So we've got 1, 1, and 2. Yeah, you know what? That's actually not bad. This is exactly what I was talking about. If that last one at level 20 goes into crit rate, I've just been blessed by the gods. It's so fortunate. This is so much better than the crap she had on before. Like, it's still bad. It's still crap. Don't get me wrong. It's still bad. But oh, crit rate. Excellent. That's splendid. That is absolutely splendid. Now you've just witnessed live, you've witnessed live that we just oh Jesus, 59 to 72, with a bit of RNG. So now I don't have to farm for artifacts anymore, because that right there is perfect stuff, and it boosted her defense a bit, which if you think about it realistically, it isn't a bad thing, because she likes to nuke her HP and play under 50% HP. Having high defense isn't a bad thing on Hu Tao, because it's all about survivability with her. Although I do always play her with Zhongli, it's still not a bad thing. Dilu, again, since I've got Hu Tao, he doesn't really get played that much. I do still use him. We saw these ratios already, that is it. Poor guy. So yeah, farming artifacts isn't really a thing for me right now.
I created another universe and founded paradise for I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrten.
Good artifacts. I've done a good job leveling everybody. The only one is this guy here who I want to get an good attack percent, noble piece. So yeah, at the moment I'm kind of stumped as to what to spend my resin. I've done all of that and I've not spent any more resin because I don't really care anymore. I really don't care for the game anymore. Like, the only thing I purchased is the battle pass, and I've just been saving my primos, converted them to fates just to stop me from spending them and re-rolling resin too much, just like to keep it nice and low, just to keep me disciplined. I haven't bought any of the crystal top-ups. Obviously this is the refresh. I bought one of the 89 one before the anniversary, and one of the 45s, but generally speaking I don't buy the I don't even know why this bonus is gone. I haven't bought any of the crystals, like, at all. The only thing I've purchased is, as you can see, I got 300, was the Welcome Moon. The Welcome Moon and the Battle Pass is the only thing that I buy. So I'm not quite sure why these Genesis crystals here haven't got its original bonus, because I haven't bought anything to my recollection. Either way, yeah, I don't really like to spend too much on this. I think the Battle Pass and the Welcome Moon are very, very good value for their good bang for your buck, or is that the saying? Good buck for your bang? Good bang for your buck? Good bang for your buck.
Osman.
And because I'm at that stage where the game's kind of completed, like, spending resin is just a luxury. As you've seen, I've got 22 million more. I can pretty much do upgrade level anything that I want at a click of a finger. So right now, obviously, I'm going to do my daily commissions. I'm going to spend my resin. I know what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to finish topping up my condensed resin, because I only have 3, and I like to hold on to 5. And I tell you why. I like to hold on to 5 because at the moment I'm currently saving for that new domain that's coming out. So I've only got 3, so I need to do 2. So I'm saving for the new domain. So what I plan on doing is I plan on saving all my condensed resin. Thank you. And where is it? Make sure I got 5. Where are the condensed resin stored again? Oh, here. So I've got 5. I've got 31 fragile resins. I will get another 5 more when I buy. No, not 5 more. What is it? I will get more when I buy the battle pass, the next battle pass for the next patch. So I'm gonna have even more. So I'm gonna have a few more fragile resins. I'll maybe get up to about 45 there or thereabouts. I think 46 there or thereabouts. I will get to, and I'm gonna use that and spend all 46 on the new domain because yeah, I wanna have some good artifacts for Ito, Goro, Albedo. Albedo I don't really need to change because he's got good artifacts, and it's probably just going to increase him just a tad bit. I say a tad bit, it's going to be a fair bit, but he's off-field support damage in it. So yeah, the other two characters when I pull for them, when they come out, they're not going to have any artifacts. So rather than farming right now for them, I'll just wait for their best in slot. So I'm saving all my fragile resins for that, saving my condensed resin for it, so I can just really go ham in the domain. So yeah, I'm saving everything that I can from now and not spending anything. So I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible. We've got a long way to go. We've still got the rest of this patch. We've still got the whole of the next patch to go as well. Whether he comes on the first banner or the second banner, I don't know. I don't want to say what I think, but I've still got to have a lot more primals to collect until then. So at the moment we've got 120 summons, 130 because that's another 1600 there, so just over 130 summons. Obviously I'm going to get some more. The more you summon, the more you get back, really. So yeah, I've probably got like 150 right now. So yeah, I'm gonna have a fair few summons. I reckon by the time he comes out, if I save all my primals and not spend any of them, I could get to about maybe 200, 220 pulls. I'm on my guaranteed. So the last character I pulled was Chi-Chi. I tried way back. I was pulling on the Raiden Shogun's banner because I wanted what's her name? Kujusara. Was it Kujusara? Yeah, Sara. Was Sara? I don't even know what banner. I can't remember the reason, but yeah, I was pulling on the Raiden Shogun's banner, and I got Chi-Chi, and I ran out of gems. I was like, all right, oh that's it. I ain't getting her. I wasn't. I didn't want her, but I was like, I'm gonna pull anyway because I want to get Pity out of the way because I have a feeling I'm gonna pull off banner, and I pulled off banner. So then now that I'm on my guaranteed, I was like, I'm going to save it for someone that I actually want. Because I didn't really want her, but I was going to try my luck because I knew the next few banners I wasn't going to be pulling because they were like reruns of characters that I've got, like Hu Tao I got, Child I got, like characters doing reruns that I got. So if I got her, I'd be able to save. So say this Chi-Chi was the Raiden Shogun, I would have gotten her and I would have been in the same position that I'm in now. 120 pulls, still a chance to get Ito, because it's like 75-80 between that mark, that if you're going to pity you're going to be getting those characters. So I would need about 140 150 pulls, which is what I have right now. So I have enough to get 2 5-stars, so I would get Ito. So if I got her, cool. If I didn't, I wasn't going to push it. So yeah, I'm on my guaranteed, so I'm guaranteed to get him. I've got enough pulls to get him, and I'm gonna keep pulling till I get C6 Goro. So hopefully we get, if Goro is on his banner, I'm not gonna stop till he's C6. So I'm probably gonna end up getting a couple of constellations on Ito, and this is what I do in it. I just save. I miss out a good few banners, not pull on absolutely anything. I'm not gonna attempt to get Toma. I'm not gonna attempt to get Sayu. I don't have either of those 4 stars. I'm not gonna attempt to get C1 Hu Tao. I did always say if I ever saw Hu Tao re1, I'd pull for her and get a C1. I absolutely wanted it, and that was when she was my main DPS. But then I got Ayaka, and I got Ayaka C2, and she's just next level strong. So I'm not gonna waste pools getting Hu Tao and wasting my guarantee, because I could get her in 10 pools. I could do a 10 pool now and get lucky and see a gold shine up, and it'll be Hu Tao. Yeah, save myself a lot of summons, but in the long run, I didn't save myself because now I'm not on guaranteed. So my next 5-star could come 55 into pity, and it's an off banner. I waste a lot. I've wasted a load of summons, so I'm not gonna do any pulls whatsoever. Cause knowing my luck, I always get like back-to-back 5 stars. Whenever I don't get what I want, the next pool comes within 20 pools, and it's what I want. This is how this account's always worked. I think it even done it in the Wanderlust. Like, let me have a look. So you can see I got Gene the other day, but prior to that, I got a Wolf's Greystone. So Wolf's Greystone within, what was that, 1, 2, and another 6, that's 8, and another 6, that's sorry, that's 14, 15, 16. Within 16 pools, I got Gene. So Wolf's Greystone, 16 pools later, Gene. Yeah, sorry, I was talking to the daughter, the little one. So within 16 pools, I got Gene. But that's how this account normally works. So now that I got Gene, I'm like, well, my next 5 star is gonna be all the way at between like 70 and 80. I'll go all the way. Then I'll get it, and then it'll be within the next 20. This account has been like that since day one. What is this one looking like? I think this one went all the way, like long way, all the way to pity. This one went to pity. So that's why I'm thinking, if this has gone to pity, yeah, this one went to pity. Yeah, this went to pity. So if this one's gone to pity, the next 5 star, and it was off banner as well. I didn't get the Shogun. It's off banner. The next 2 temples I get, I'm guaranteed a 5 star. I can guarantee you, within the next 2 temples, I get a 5 star. That's how this account works. That's how I've gotten so many 5 stars. This account's been so lucky. It almost feels like it's rigged. It almost feels like it's rigged. But I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. So that's kind of me for like the future of Genshin, what I'm doing at the moment. I'm gonna kind of end the stream there because I gotta kind of tend to the little ones. I'm gonna go get them their like juice and drinks for bed, and go tuck them in, get them in for bed, and then I'll come back to Genshin. So it'll probably be like half an hour, 45 minutes. I'm not gonna restart a stream. Just gonna call it here. But I will do my daily commissions and spend my resins. I'll figure out what I'm gonna spend my resin on. It's probably gonna be Noblesse domain, trying to get that attack percent sands on the Noblesse, and then I will do a stream every day. It won't be this kind of like mundane and boring every day. This is like my first stream. I just kind of want to talk about my account, what I'm doing, where I'm at, what my plans are, what I'm farming for, etc., and why I'm not farming for certain things. Because when I told someone not too long ago that I don't farm for artifacts anymore. People say that they spend all their resin on artifact domains. They've got enough like Mora, and they've got enough like whatever they need, whatever. They're just farming talents, artifacts to improve on their artifacts on their characters. I was like, how much do you need to spend in artifact domains? It's unlikely you're going to get super ultimate god tier, like 5 pieces across all your characters. Like, it's not gonna happen. And even if it did, you're increasing a 24% crit damage feather to a
every journey
29%
has its final
crit
day.
damage feather, with
Don't
all the other substats remaining the same. Like, you're getting 5% extra crit damage. They ain't improving the character. You probably get extra 50 attack, 50 damage on your attack. That's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean, innit? You get like an extra 200 damage on your attack for the extra 5% crit damage you spent farming 2 weeks for. Spend all that resin. I'm not about that life. I'm more about the easy life, getting all of these resources, 22 million more, all of these materials, just good to go at the click of a finger. So when a character comes out, you're just good to go. You're just good to level them up straight away, and you're in a good space. And then you can just concentrate farming on artifacts. Just concentrate farming artifacts because they don't have any artifacts, so you need to farm them. So then you just hit the road. So I will probably get good artifacts with Ito because I'm able to, because I've done the bulk of the work already. I've gotten all the hard stuff out of the way. So that's kind of how I do my stuff. People say, "Oh, you're crazy! You're not for farming artifacts." well, why should I when my characters clear every continent in the game comfortably, easily, and all their 9 out of 10 my characters, their crit ratios are on point. They're pretty much perfect, so I don't need to change anything. So with that, I'll leave that with you guys. We'll come back tomorrow. You will see some more refined gameplay. I'm not gonna do Spiral. I had planned to do Spiral today, just to refine it. So what I had to do is my first run, I was mucking about. I was doing a muck about team comp, just doing certain stuff and doing a team comp that was against the grain of the floor. So like for example, is it floor 11? They have the hypo statuses, yeah. So how you've got the hydro hypo status, I was like bringing like cryo hydro characters, and for the pyro hypo status pyro characters, and I was just doing against the grain, just testing myself and just testing the game to its very limit. So that floor I only got 2 out of 3 stars, and this one as well I got 2 out of 3 stars again. I did something completely different to what I did 2 weeks ago when I 36 started. So again, I was just testing and going against the grain, what I would normally do, not my strongest characters. So I was going to refine that and just show you guys what I do for Spiral, because I'm gonna have to go all the way into Chamber 3. It's not like it was Chamber 1. It's Chamber 3 for floor 12 and Chamber 3 for 11. Are the 2 extra stars that I need to get. So I will do that tomorrow, and I will show you how I go about it and how I set up my team comps for it. If anyone wants to know, if there's anyone that is struggling with it, and the thought processes that I go through to clear the content. But with that, I will leave that with you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do a bit of Spiral run, we'll do some farming, and we'll do some more fun stuff. If you want, hit me up, add me up. My UID is there in the bottom right hand corner. You can see it right there. It's on screen right now. It's been on screen all day. Add me if you want. I'll probably add. I'll add most people because I like doing domains and farming with people, because Genshin is getting a pretty boring state at the moment. So just playing with guys, having fun, having a laugh is the best thing right now for me in Genshin. It's honestly the best thing. It's the most enjoyable. Like I'm currently working on a little segment at the moment that's talking about the future of Genshin Impact and kind of what they need to do and being a voice for the community. So I won't talk about that now because I'm making a segment for that. But watch out for that, and it's going to be interesting. So I'm going to end the stream here, guys. Thanks for watching, if there is anyone watching, and for those that watch it later. But I will see you tomorrow. I will stream again. I will probably start streaming on Twitch. I did YouTube today because I don't know why I didn't do Twitch. There's no excuse.
Where do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll probably do.
If you'd like
Twitch
to see Leo as tourist
Actually, to be fair,
I have a few references.
I'll switch it up. Some days I will do Twitch. Some days I will do YouTube. Whatever, innit? Just follow me on both platforms. It's all the same. Kyle Zoo. It's all the same. Follow me on both platforms, and whenever I'm streaming, put the notifications on, and you will know. I'm gonna do it every day now. I'm gonna stream a little bit every day. So I will chat to you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow, and peace out.